Ever wonder why some people effortlessly achieve their goals while others struggle? The audiobook, Routine Mastery, You're Only as Good as Your Routines, holds the key. Unlock the secrets to transforming your life through the power of daily habits. Discover how to boost productivity, spark creativity, and achieve personal excellence. Learn to design flexible routines aligned with your deepest aspirations. Don't let poor habits hold you back. Harness the power of routines to transform your life and achieve extraordinary results. Before we go on, I invite you to download the free bundle, which contains the ebook version of this book and an executive summary of all the chapters with the key takeaways. Studies show that engaging with content through multiple formats significantly enhances learning and retention. Click on the first link in the description to claim your free bundle now and maximize your learning potential. Now it's free, but it won't be for long, so make sure to grab it while you can. Chapter 1: Habit Foundations. In the quiet moments before dawn, as the world still slumbers, a select few rise with purpose. They move through their morning routines with a practiced grace, each action flowing seamlessly into the next. These individuals aren't simply going through the motions, they're engaging in a powerful ritual that sets the tone for their entire day. But what separates these high achievers from those who struggle to maintain consistency? The answer lies in the foundation of habits and routines, the building blocks of personal excellence and professional success. At its core, a habit is an automatic behavior triggered by a specific context or cue. It's the unconscious reach for your phone upon waking, the instinctive buckling of your seatbelt as you sit in a car, or the reflexive smile you offer to a passing stranger. These actions require little to no conscious thought. They're ingrained responses shaped by repetition and reinforcement over time. Routines, on the other hand, are deliberately structured sequences of actions. They're the intentional patterns we create to navigate our days efficiently. A morning routine might include meditation, exercise, and planning the day ahead. Unlike habits, routines often require conscious effort, at least initially, as we work to establish them as part of our daily lives. The power of habits and routines is not a modern discovery. Throughout history, great thinkers and achievers have recognized the transformative potential of consistent, repeatable behaviors. Aristotle, the ancient Greek philosopher, famously asserted that excellence is not an act, but a habit. This profound insight suggests that greatness isn't achieved through sporadic bursts of brilliance, but through the cumulative effect of daily practices. Centuries later, Benjamin Franklin exemplified this philosophy with his rigorous daily regimen for self-improvement. Franklin meticulously planned his days, allocating specific times for work, study, reflection, and rest. He even kept a virtue journal to track his progress in cultivating desirable traits. Franklin's commitment to structured living not only contributed to his personal success, but also influenced generations of thinkers and doers who followed. The impact of routines on human progress extends far beyond individual achievements. The Industrial Revolution, for instance, was as much a revolution of routines as it was of technology. Factory workers adhering to precise, repeatable processes dramatically increased productivity and transformed economies. In the realm of scientific discovery, breakthroughs often come not from sudden flashes of insight, but from the patient, methodical routines of experimentation and observation. To understand why habits and routines wield such influence over our lives, we must delve into the mechanics of the habit loop. This concept, popularized by Charles Duhigg and expanded upon by subsequent researchers, breaks down the habit formation process into three key components: cue, routine, and reward. The cue is the trigger that initiates a behavior. It could be a time of day, a specific location, an emotional state, or the presence of certain people. For instance, the sight of your running shoes by the door might serve as a cue to go for a morning jog. The routine is the behavior itself, in this case, the act of running. Finally, the reward is the positive reinforcement that follows the behavior, such as the endorphin rush or sense of accomplishment after completing a run. This loop creates powerful neural associations in our brains. Each time we complete the cycle, the connection between cue, routine, and reward strengthens. Over time, this process can make the behavior feel almost automatic. Research has shown that even small rewards, like a simple feeling of satisfaction, can trigger the release of dopamine in the brain. This neurotransmitter not only provides a sense of pleasure, but also plays a crucial role in reinforcing the habit loop, making us more likely to repeat the behavior in the future. The neuroscience of habit formation reveals a fascinating transformation in our brain's activity. When we first attempt a new behavior, our prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for decision-making and complex cognitive processes, is highly active. We're consciously focusing on each step of the action. However, as we repeat the behavior over time, control gradually shifts to the basal ganglia, a region associated with automatic behaviors and procedural memory. This shift from conscious effort to automaticity is a remarkable feat of neuroplasticity, our brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections. As we practice a routine, the neural pathways associated with that behavior become stronger and more efficient. It's akin to wearing a path through a field. The more often you walk the same route, the clearer and easier to follow the path becomes. One particularly intriguing finding from habit research is that it takes, on average, about 66 days for a new behavior to become automatic. This number, derived from a study by Philippa Lally and her colleagues at University College London, challenges the popular notion that habits can be formed in just 21 days. The reality is that habit formation is a gradual process, and the time required can vary significantly depending on the complexity of the behavior and individual differences. The transition to automaticity brings several benefits. It minimizes cognitive load, allowing us to perform routine tasks with minimal mental effort. This conservation of mental energy is crucial as it frees up our cognitive resources for more complex, creative, or strategic thinking. Imagine if you had to consciously deliberate over every step of your morning hygiene routine. The mental exhaustion would be overwhelming before you even started your day. While the neurological underpinnings of habit formation are fascinating, they're only part of the story. To create lasting change, we must also consider the psychological factors that drive our behaviors. This is where self-determination theory, SDT, comes into play. Developed by psychologists Edward Deci and Richard Ryan, SDT posits that human motivation is driven by three fundamental needs: autonomy, competence, and relatedness. Autonomy refers to our desire to have control over our actions and decisions. Competence is our need to feel capable and effective in our endeavors. Relatedness speaks to our innate wish to connect with others and feel a sense of belonging. When our routines align with these intrinsic motivations, they become far more sustainable and rewarding. Consider the difference between a workout routine you've chosen because it aligns with your personal fitness goals, autonomy, versus one imposed by an overzealous trainer. The former is more likely to stick because it satisfies your need for self-direction. Similarly, a routine that gradually increases in difficulty, allowing you to build competence over time, is more motivating than one that feels consistently beyond your capabilities. The power of intrinsic motivation in habit formation cannot be overstated. While external rewards or punishments can drive behavior in the short term, they often fail to create lasting change. True transformation comes when our routines resonate with our deepest values and aspirations. This alignment not only makes the behaviors easier to maintain, but also contributes to a sense of fulfillment and personal growth. As we engage in these aligned routines consistently, something remarkable happens. They begin to shape our very identity. The actions we repeat daily become a reflection of who we are or who we're becoming. This concept of identity-based habits, explored by James Clear in his work on atomic habits, suggests that the most effective way to change our behavior is to focus on who we wish to become. For instance, rather than focusing solely on the act of writing every day, one might adopt the identity of "I am a writer." This shift in self-perception creates a powerful motivation to maintain the habit, as each writing session reinforces this new identity. The routine becomes not just something you do, but a manifestation of who you are. This process of identity formation through repeated actions is a two-way street. Our habits shape our identity, and our identity, in turn, influences our habits. It's a self-reinforcing cycle that can lead to profound personal transformation when harnessed intentionally. As we conclude this exploration of habit foundations, it's clear that the power of routines extends far beyond simple time management or productivity hacks. Habits and routines are the very scaffolding upon which we build our lives. They're the quiet, consistent actions that over time shape our skills, our achievements, and even our character. The journey of personal growth and achievement is not about dramatic overnight changes. It's about the patient cultivation of positive habits, the gradual refinement of daily routines, and the steady accumulation of small wins. Each day presents countless opportunities to reinforce the neural pathways and psychological patterns that will lead us toward our goals. As we move forward, we'll delve deeper into the practical applications of these foundational concepts. We'll explore how to design a daily blueprint that aligns with our aspirations, leveraging the power of habit loops and intrinsic motivation. We'll examine strategies for overcoming the inevitable obstacles and setbacks that arise on the path to routine mastery. Remember, the habits you're forming today are shaping the person you'll become tomorrow. Every routine you establish, every positive behavior you reinforce, is a step toward the future you envision. The power to transform your life lies not in grand gestures or momentary bursts of willpower, but in the quiet, consistent actions you take each day. As we transition to the next chapter, consider this. If excellence is indeed a habit, as Aristotle suggested, what daily practices are you cultivating to nurture your own greatness? The journey to routine mastery is just beginning, and the potential for growth and achievement is limitless. The foundation has been laid. Now it's time to build. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe to Grow to the Top and activate notifications to receive more self-improvement tips that will supercharge your growth. And make sure to give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. It really helps the channel grow. Thank you for your support. Chapter 2, Daily Blueprint. Imagine waking up each morning with a clear sense of purpose, knowing exactly how your day will unfold. Picture yourself moving through your tasks with effortless efficiency, each activity seamlessly flowing into the next. This isn't a fantasy reserved for a select few. It's a reality that can be achieved through the power of a well-crafted daily blueprint. But what exactly is a daily blueprint, and why is it so crucial to our success and well-being? At its core, a daily blueprint is more than just a to-do list or a rigid schedule. It's a carefully designed framework that aligns every segment of your day with your larger goals and values. It's a roadmap that not only guides your actions, but also conserves your most precious resources: time, energy, and mental focus. As we delve into the concept of the daily blueprint, it's important to understand that we're not aiming for a life of robotic predictability. Rather, we're creating a structure that provides stability and direction while allowing for the flexibility that real life demands. Think of it as the scaffolding upon which you can build a day of purposeful action and meaningful achievement. The power of a well-constructed daily blueprint lies in its ability to eliminate the constant decision-making that can drain our mental resources throughout the day. Every choice we make, from what to wear to how to prioritize our tasks, requires mental energy. This energy is finite, and as the day progresses, our ability to make good decisions diminishes, a phenomenon known as decision fatigue. By planning your day in advance, you're essentially making many of these decisions ahead of time when your mind is fresh and clear. This frees up valuable cognitive resources for the tasks that truly matter, allowing you to focus more deeply on creative or analytical work. It's like setting your GPS before embarking on a journey. Once the route is programmed, you can concentrate on the road ahead rather than constantly wondering which turn to take next. But how do we begin to construct this ideal daily schedule? The process starts with a thorough examination of your current routines and an honest assessment of how you're spending your time. Many of us underestimate how long certain tasks take or fail to account for the transitions between activities. By tracking your time for a week or two, you can gain valuable insights into your actual patterns and habits. With this information in hand, you can start to map out the segments of your ideal day. Begin with the non-negotiables, the commitments and responsibilities that form the backbone of your daily life. These might include work hours, family obligations, or essential self-care activities. Around these fixed points, you can start to build in blocks for focused work, exercise, learning, creative pursuits, and rest. The key is to be intentional about how you allocate your time. Instead of letting your day unfold haphazardly, you're taking control and ensuring that your most important priorities are given the time and attention they deserve. This doesn't mean scheduling every minute. In fact, building in buffer time is crucial for dealing with unexpected events and avoiding a sense of constant rush. As you design your daily blueprint, pay special attention to your peak energy periods. Most people have certain times of day when they feel most alert and productive. By aligning your most challenging or important tasks with these high-energy windows, you can maximize your output and efficiency. For some, this might mean tackling complex projects first thing in the morning, while others might find their creative juices flow best in the late afternoon. One of the most powerful aspects of a well-designed daily blueprint is its ability to reduce decision fatigue. Every decision we make throughout the day, no matter how small, draws from our limited pool of mental energy. By the end of a day filled with constant choices, our ability to make wise decisions is significantly diminished. This is why many successful individuals, from business leaders to creative professionals, swear by routines that eliminate unnecessary decisions. Consider the often cited example of wearing the same style of clothing each day. While this might seem extreme, the underlying principle is sound. By automating certain choices, we conserve mental energy for more important decisions. Your daily blueprint can incorporate this concept in numerous ways, from pre-planning your work tasks to establishing set times for checking emails or engaging in social media. The science behind decision fatigue is compelling. Studies have shown that judges are more likely to grant parole to prisoners whose cases are heard earlier in the day when the judge's mental resources are less depleted. Similarly, consumers tend to make poorer purchasing decisions later in a shopping trip. By structuring your day to front-load important decisions and automate routine choices, you can ensure that your mental energy is directed where it matters most. Creating automated sequences within your daily blueprint can significantly reduce cognitive load. This involves establishing a set order for routine tasks, so they become almost second nature. For example, you might create a morning sequence that includes meditation, journaling, and reviewing your daily goals. By following this sequence consistently, it becomes a habit that requires minimal conscious thought to initiate. Environmental cues play a crucial role in supporting these automated sequences. Your surroundings can act as powerful triggers for specific behaviors. Setting out your exercise clothes the night before, for instance, can serve as a visual cue to start your workout routine. Similarly, designating specific areas for different activities, a reading nook, a meditation corner, or a dedicated workspace can help your brain quickly shift into the appropriate mode for each task. As you refine your daily blueprint, you'll likely find opportunities to incorporate new habits or routines. This is where the concept of habit stacking comes into play. Habit stacking involves linking a new behavior to an existing habit, leveraging the automaticity you've already established to build something new. For example, if you have a well-established habit of making your bed each morning, you might use this as an anchor to introduce a new habit of doing a quick set of stretches or reciting affirmations. The formula is simple. After I current habit, I will new habit. This method takes advantage of the neural pathways you've already formed, making it easier to integrate new behaviors into your routine. The effectiveness of habit stacking is rooted in the psychological concept of implementation intentions. These are specific plans that link situational cues, the if or when, with a desired response, the then. Research has shown that forming implementation intentions can dramatically improve the likelihood of following through on intended behaviors. For instance, Instead of a vague intention like, I'll exercise more, you might create an implementation intention such as, when I finish my morning coffee, I'll immediately change into my workout clothes and do a 20-minute yoga session. This specificity reduces the mental friction associated with initiating the new behavior and increases the chances of it becoming a consistent part of your daily blueprint. As you experiment with habit stacking and implementation intentions, it's important to start small. Trying to overhaul your entire routine at once is likely to lead to overwhelm and failure. Instead, focus on introducing 1 or 2 new habits at a time, allowing them to become firmly established before adding more. The power of small, consistent actions brings us to another crucial aspect of the daily blueprint, the compound effect of incremental gains. This concept, popularized in recent years through books like Atomic Habits by James Clear, emphasizes that tiny improvements, when consistently applied over time, can lead to remarkable results. Consider the math. If you can improve by just 1% each day, you'll end up 37 times better after a year. While this might seem like an abstract concept, it has very real applications in our daily lives. For instance, reading just 10 pages a day would result in 3,650 pages, or about 12 books over the course of a year. Writing 300 words daily would produce a novel-length manuscript in less than a year. The key to harnessing the power of incremental gains is consistency. It's far better to make small progress every day than to make sporadic, intense efforts followed by long periods of inaction. Your daily blueprint should reflect this philosophy, incorporating small, manageable steps toward your larger goals. Tracking these incremental improvements is crucial for maintaining motivation and seeing the long-term impact of your efforts. This is where the practical tools for planning and tracking come into play. Journals and planners can be powerful allies in your quest for routine mastery. They provide a tangible space to outline your day, set intentions, and reflect on your progress. Many successful individuals swear by the practice of morning journaling or evening reflection. These rituals can bookend your day, providing clarity and closure. Your journal can serve as a place to map out your daily blueprint, set priorities, and track your habits. Over time, it becomes a record of your journey, allowing you to see patterns, celebrate progress, and identify areas for improvement. Visual mapping of your routines can be particularly effective. Consider creating a timeline of your ideal day, color-coding different types of activities. This visual representation can help you see at a glance how you're allocating your time and whether your daily structure aligns with your priorities. In our digital age, there's no shortage of apps and tools designed to help with scheduling and habit tracking. From simple to-do list apps to comprehensive productivity suites, the options are vast. The key is to find tools that complement your personal style and don't become a distraction in themselves. When integrating technology into your routine-building efforts, it's important to be mindful of its potential downsides. While apps can provide helpful reminders and tracking features, they can also become a source of distraction if not used judiciously. Consider setting specific times for checking and updating your digital tools rather than allowing them to interrupt your flow throughout the day. As you implement your daily blueprint, remember that flexibility is key. Life is inherently unpredictable, and rigidity in the face of changing circumstances can lead to frustration and burnout. Your blueprint should serve as a guide, not a straitjacket. Be prepared to adjust and adapt as needed while still maintaining the core structure that supports your goals. The process of refining your daily blueprint is ongoing. As you grow and your circumstances change, so too should your routines. Regular review and adjustment of your blueprint ensure that it continues to serve you effectively. Set aside time periodically, perhaps weekly or monthly, to assess what's working well and what could be improved. In crafting your daily blueprint, you're not just organizing your time, you're designing the very framework of your life. Each element you include, each habit you cultivate, is a step toward becoming the person you aspire to be. It's about aligning your daily actions with your deepest values and most ambitious goals. As we conclude this exploration of the daily blueprint, consider the potential impact of having every day structured for success. Imagine the compound effect of making consistent progress day after day, week after week. The power to shape your destiny lies in the seemingly small choices you make each day. But the daily blueprint is just the beginning. As we move forward, we'll delve deeper into the fascinating world of habit formation and the intricate workings of our minds. What hidden forces shape our behaviors, and how can we harness them to our advantage? The answers may surprise you, and they hold the key to unlocking levels of performance and fulfillment you never thought possible. In the next chapter, we'll peel back the layers of our cognitive processes, exploring the brain mechanics that underlie our habits and routines. Prepare to embark on a journey into the very essence of human behavior, a journey that promises to transform not just your daily schedule, but your entire approach to life and achievement. Chapter 3: Brain Mechanics. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to effortlessly glide through their daily routines while others struggle to maintain even the simplest habits? The answer lies not in willpower or discipline alone, but in the intricate workings of our brains. As we embark on this journey into the depths of neuroscience, prepare to uncover the hidden mechanisms that shape our behaviors and hold the key to unlocking our full potential. At first glance, the human brain might seem like an impenetrable fortress of complexity. With its billions of neurons and trillions of synaptic connections, it's easy to feel overwhelmed by its sheer intricacy. But as we peel back the layers, we'll discover that the brain operates on surprisingly simple principles when it comes to habit formation and routine development. Let's begin by exploring the neural foundations that underpin our daily behaviors. The brain is not a monolithic entity, but a collection of specialized regions, each playing a unique role in our cognitive processes. When it comes to habits and routines, two key players take center stage: the prefrontal cortex and the basal ganglia. The prefrontal cortex, located at the front of the brain, is often referred to as the command center of our cognitive functions. It's responsible for executive functions such as planning, decision-making, and impulse control. When we consciously decide to start a new habit or routine, it's the prefrontal cortex that takes the lead, guiding us through the initial stages of behavior change. However, relying solely on the prefrontal cortex for every action would be incredibly taxing. This is where the basal ganglia come into play. Nestled deep within the brain, the basal ganglia are a group of structures that play a crucial role in habit formation and automatic behaviors. As we repeat an action over time, the basal ganglia begin to take over, allowing the behavior to become more automatic and require less conscious effort. This transition from conscious effort to automaticity is at the heart of habit formation. But how exactly does this process unfold within our brains? The answer lies in the formation and strengthening of neural pathways. Imagine your brain as a vast, uncharted wilderness. Each time you perform a new action, it's like blazing a trail through this mental landscape. The first time you attempt the action, the path is rough and unclear, requiring significant effort to navigate. This is why new habits often feel challenging and require conscious focus to maintain. However, with each repetition of the action, something remarkable happens. The neural pathway associated with that behavior becomes stronger and more defined. It's as if each repetition reinforces the trail, making it wider, smoother, and easier to traverse. This process, known as synaptic strengthening, is the physical manifestation of learning and habit formation in the brain. The concept of neurons that fire together, wire together, is fundamental to understanding this process. When we repeatedly activate a specific neural circuit, whether it's through physical action, thought, or emotion, the connections between the neurons in that circuit become stronger. Over time, these strengthened connections make it easier for the same pattern of neural activity to occur in the future. This is where the magic of neuroplasticity comes into play. Contrary to old beliefs that the brain becomes fixed in adulthood, we now know that our brains remain malleable throughout our lives. This ability to reorganize and form new neural connections is what allows us to learn new skills, form new habits, and adapt to changing circumstances. As we delve deeper into the habit formation process, we encounter a fascinating phenomenon: the transition to automaticity. This is the point at which a behavior shifts from requiring conscious effort to becoming almost effortless and automatic. But what's happening in our brains during this transition? Initially, when we're learning a new behavior or trying to establish a new routine, our prefrontal cortex is highly active. We're consciously focusing on each step of the process, which requires significant mental energy. However, as we repeat the behavior over time, something remarkable occurs. The basal ganglia begin to take over. This shift from the prefrontal cortex to the basal ganglia is crucial for long-term habit formation. The basal ganglia are much more efficient at processing routine behaviors, allowing us to perform them with minimal conscious thought. This is why experienced drivers can navigate familiar routes while their minds wander to other topics. The basal ganglia are handling the routine task of driving, freeing up the prefrontal cortex for other thoughts. The efficiency gained through this automation is staggering. By offloading routine behaviors to the basal ganglia, we conserve precious cognitive resources. This allows us to focus our mental energy on more complex, creative, or strategic tasks that require active engagement from our prefrontal cortex. But what drives us to repeat behaviors until they become automatic? This is where the brain's reward system, particularly the neurotransmitter dopamine, plays a crucial role. Dopamine is often mischaracterized as simply a pleasure chemical, but its function in habit formation is far more nuanced and powerful. When we engage in a behavior that our brain perceives as rewarding, whether it's completing a task, receiving praise, or experiencing a sense of accomplishment, our brain releases dopamine. This dopamine release not only creates a sense of pleasure or satisfaction, but also reinforces the neural pathways associated with the behavior that led to the reward. This reinforcement is key to understanding why some habits stick while others fade away. Each time we complete a habit and experience even a small reward, the dopamine release strengthens the neural circuit associated with that behavior. Over time, this creates a powerful motivation to repeat the behavior, as our brain anticipates the reward it has come to associate with the action. Interestingly, research has shown that the dopamine spike often occurs in anticipation of the reward, not just upon receiving it. This anticipatory release of dopamine creates a sense of craving or desire to engage in the habitual behavior. It's this craving that often drives us to repeat behaviors even when we consciously know they may not be in our best interest. Understanding this dopamine-driven reward loop is crucial for designing effective routines and habits. By intentionally incorporating small rewards or moments of satisfaction into our routines, we can leverage our brain's natural reward system to reinforce positive behaviors. This could be as simple as taking a moment to acknowledge our progress after completing a task, or giving ourselves a small treat, not necessarily food-related, after sticking to a new habit for a week. As we continue to repeat behaviors and strengthen these reward-associated neural pathways, we enter a state of cognitive efficiency, often referred to as autopilot mode. This state is characterized by the ability to perform complex sequences of actions with minimal conscious thought or effort. The brain's autopilot function is a marvel of cognitive efficiency. By automating routine tasks, our brains conserve an enormous amount of mental energy. Consider how exhausting it would be if you had to consciously think through every step of tying your shoelaces or brushing your teeth each time you perform these actions. Thanks to the autopilot function, we can perform these and many other routine tasks while our conscious mind is free to focus on other matters. This conservation of mental energy has profound implications for productivity and creativity. When routine tasks become automated, we free up cognitive resources for more complex problem-solving, creative thinking, and strategic planning. It's like upgrading your computer's RAM. Suddenly, you have more processing power available for demanding tasks. Research has consistently shown a link between routine efficiency and higher performance across various domains. Individuals who have established strong, automated routines for their daily tasks often report higher levels of productivity and creativity. This is likely because they're able to dedicate more mental energy to high-level thinking and innovation rather than getting bogged down in the minutiae of daily life. However, it's important to note that while autopilot mode is incredibly useful for routine tasks, it can also lead to mindless behavior if we're not careful. This is why it's crucial to periodically review and adjust our habits and routines, ensuring they continue to align with our goals and values. So, how can we apply these insights from neuroscience to build more effective routines in our daily lives? The key lies in working with our brain's natural tendencies rather than against them. First, when establishing a new habit or routine, it's important to start small and be consistent. Remember, each repetition of a behavior strengthens the associated neural pathway. By starting with manageable actions and repeating them consistently, we give our brains the opportunity to form strong, lasting connections. Second, we can leverage the power of environmental cues to trigger desired behaviors. Our brains are constantly scanning our environment for cues that signal what to do next. By intentionally setting up cues in our environment, such as laying out exercise clothes the night before or keeping a journal by our bedside, we can make it easier for our brains to initiate desired routines. Third, we can design our routines to take advantage of the brain's reward system. By building in small rewards or moments of satisfaction throughout our routines, we can create positive associations that motivate us to stick with the behavior. Remember, these rewards don't have to be large or elaborate. Even a simple act of self-acknowledgement can trigger a dopamine release. Fourth, we can use the principle of habit stacking to build new behaviors onto existing routines. By linking a new habit to an already established routine, we can leverage the strong neural pathways of the existing habit to support the formation of the new one. Practical exercises can also help reinforce new neural pathways and strengthen habits. One effective technique is visualization. By vividly imagining ourselves performing a desired routine, we can actually strengthen the neural pathways associated with that behavior, even without physically doing it. This mental rehearsal can make it easier to perform the action when the time comes. Journaling is another powerful tool for reinforcing habits and routines. By regularly reflecting on our progress, challenges, and insights related to our routines, we engage our prefrontal cortex in the process of habit formation. This conscious reflection can help solidify our commitment to the routines and provide valuable feedback for continuous improvement. As we conclude our exploration of brain mechanics, it's clear that understanding the neurological underpinnings of habit formation is crucial for anyone seeking to master their routines. By aligning our actions with the natural tendencies of our brains, we can create powerful, lasting changes in our behavior. The journey of routine mastery is not about fighting against our nature, but about harnessing the incredible plasticity and efficiency of our brains. With each repetition of a positive routine, we're literally reshaping our neural landscape, creating a brain that's optimized for success and fulfillment. But as powerful as these neurological insights are, they're only part of the picture. As we move forward, we'll discover that true mastery of our routines requires more than just understanding our brain's mechanics. It demands a deeper alignment between our actions and our most profound aspirations. In the next chapter, we'll explore the crucial link between our daily habits and our long-term goals. How can we ensure that the neural pathways we're strengthening today are leading us toward the future we truly desire? The answer lies in a powerful concept that bridges the gap between our present actions and our ultimate vision. A concept that has the potential to transform not just our routines, but our entire approach to personal growth and achievement. Chapter 4, Goal Alignment. Have you ever felt like you're going through the motions, day after day, without a clear sense of purpose or direction? It's a common experience, one that can leave us feeling unfulfilled and disconnected from our deepest aspirations. But what if there was a way to infuse every moment of your day with meaning and purpose? What if each small action you took could be a deliberate step towards your grandest ambitions. This is the power of goal alignment, a concept that bridges the gap between our daily routines and our long-term aspirations. It's about creating a seamless connection between the person you are today and the person you dream of becoming. But how exactly do we forge this connection? The answer lies in a process of deep introspection, strategic planning, and consistent action. Let's begin by exploring the concept of long-term aspirations. These are the big dreams that stir your soul, the visions of your ideal future that inspire and motivate you. They might involve career achievements, personal growth, creative endeavors, or contributions to society. Whatever form they take, these aspirations represent the highest expression of your potential. However, for many of us, these long-term goals can feel distant and abstract. We might have a vague sense of what we want to achieve, but the path to get there seems unclear or overwhelming. This is where the process of clarification becomes crucial. Clarifying your personal and professional goals involves more than just daydreaming about success. It requires a deep dive into your values, passions, and strengths. It's about asking yourself probing questions. What truly matters to you? What kind of impact do you want to have on the world? What achievements would give you a sense of fulfillment and pride? The key to effective goal setting is specificity and clarity. Vague aspirations like be successful or make a difference are difficult to act upon. Instead, strive for goals that are concrete and measurable. For example, rather than advance in my career, you might set a goal to become a senior manager in my field within 5 years. This process of goal clarification is not just an intellectual exercise. It's a deeply emotional and personal journey. It requires honesty with yourself about what you truly want, not just what you think you should want based on societal expectations or external pressures. As you reflect on your long-term aspirations, it's crucial to also examine your core values. These are the fundamental beliefs and principles that guide your decisions and shape your character. They might include things like integrity, creativity, compassion, or excellence. Understanding your core values is essential because they serve as a compass, helping you navigate decisions and prioritize your efforts. Identifying your intrinsic motivations is a key part of this process. Intrinsic motivation comes from within. It's the drive to do something because it's personally rewarding, not because of external pressures or rewards. When your goals and routines align with your intrinsic motivations, you're much more likely to stay committed and find joy in the process. But how do we translate these lofty aspirations and abstract values into concrete daily actions? This is where the real work of goal alignment begins. It's about creating a bridge between your grand visions and the mundane realities of everyday life. The first step in this process is breaking down your long-term goals into smaller, manageable tasks. This might seem like a daunting process, but it's essential for making progress. Think of it as creating a roadmap for your journey. You wouldn't set out on a cross-country trip without planning your route and identifying key milestones along the way. For each of your long-term goals, try to identify the key steps or milestones that will lead you there. Then, break these down further into specific actions you can take on a daily or weekly basis. For instance, if your goal is to become an expert in your field, your daily actions might include reading industry publications, practicing specific skills, or networking with colleagues. The role of incremental progress cannot be overstated. It's easy to become discouraged when we focus solely on our end goal, which might seem far out of reach. But by breaking it down into small, manageable steps, we can make consistent progress and build momentum over time. Designing routines around your core objectives is the next crucial step. This involves intentionally structuring your day to prioritize actions that align with your goals. It might mean setting aside dedicated time each day for skill development, creative work, or strategic planning. When mapping daily actions to strategic goals, it's important to be both realistic and flexible. Your routines should challenge you to grow and progress, but they should also be sustainable in the long term. Remember, consistency is key in habit formation and goal achievement. As we delve deeper into the concept of goal alignment, it's worth exploring some of the theoretical underpinnings that support this approach. One of the most relevant frameworks is self-determination theory, SDT, developed by psychologists Edward Deci and Richard Ryan. SDT posits that human motivation is driven by three fundamental psychological needs: autonomy, competence, and relatedness. Autonomy refers to our need to feel in control of our own lives and actions. Competence is our desire to master skills and feel effective in our endeavors. Relatedness speaks to our need for connection and belonging with others. When we align our goals and routines with these fundamental needs, we tap into a powerful source of intrinsic motivation. For example, setting goals that allow you to exercise choice and control, autonomy, develop mastery in areas that matter to you, competence, and connect with others or contribute to a larger community, relatedness, can significantly boost your motivation and commitment. This is why it's so important to choose goals and design routines that resonate with your authentic self. When your daily actions align with your intrinsic motivations and core values, they become far more compelling and easier to maintain. You're not just going through the motions, you're engaging in activities that fulfill your deepest psychological needs. Another crucial concept in goal alignment is the idea of deliberate practice, pioneered by psychologist K. Anders Ericsson. Deliberate practice goes beyond simple repetition. It involves focused, purposeful effort aimed at improving specific aspects of performance. This type of practice is often challenging and requires full concentration, but it's also the key to developing high-level skills and achieving excellence. Incorporating elements of deliberate practice into your daily routines can accelerate your progress toward your goals. This might involve setting specific practice objectives, seeking immediate feedback, and constantly pushing yourself just beyond your current abilities. By engaging in deliberate practice regularly, you're not just putting in time, you're making each moment count toward your larger objectives. Research on skill development and expertise consistently shows that it's not just the quantity of practice that matters, but the quality. 10,000 hours of mindless repetition won't necessarily lead to mastery, but 10,000 hours of focused, deliberate practice, guided by clear goals and feedback, can transform you into an expert in your chosen field. As we consider the long-term impact of aligning our daily actions with our goals, we encounter a powerful concept: the compound effect of incremental gains. This idea, popularized by authors like Darren Hardy and James Clear, suggests that small, consistent improvements can lead to monumental changes over time. The math behind this concept is both simple and staggering. If you can improve by just 1% each day, you'll end up 37s better after a year. This isn't just theoretical. It has real-world applications in various domains of life and work. Consider the impact of reading just 10 pages a day. It might not seem like much in the moment, but over a year, that adds up to 3,650 pages, equivalent to about 12 average-sized books. Similarly, writing 300 words a day would result in 109,500 words in a year, more than enough for a full-length book. These examples illustrate a crucial point. Success is rarely the result of dramatic overnight changes. Instead, it's the product of small, consistent actions compounded over time. This realization can be both empowering and humbling. It means that grand achievements are within reach of anyone willing to commit to daily improvement. But it also means that there are no shortcuts. Sustained success requires patience and persistence. Implementing this principle of incremental gains requires a shift in mindset. Instead of fixating solely on the end goal, we need to learn to appreciate and celebrate small victories along the way. Each tiny improvement, each small step forward, is a victory worth acknowledging. Practical exercises can help reinforce this mindset and keep you aligned with your long-term goals. Journaling, for instance, can be a powerful tool for tracking progress and maintaining motivation. By regularly recording your actions, reflections, and small wins, you create a tangible record of your journey. This can be incredibly motivating, especially during times when progress feels slow or challenges arise. Reflection prompts can also help you stay connected to your larger aspirations. Consider asking yourself questions like, how did my actions today bring me closer to my goals? Or what small improvement can I make tomorrow? These prompts encourage mindfulness and intentionality in your daily routines. As you engage in this process of goal alignment, it's important to remember that it's not about achieving perfection. There will be days when you fall short of your ideals or when life throws unexpected challenges your way. The key is to view these moments not as failures, but as opportunities for learning and adjustment. Flexibility is crucial in this journey. While having clear goals and routines is important, being too rigid can lead to frustration and burnout. Allow yourself the freedom to adjust your approach as you gain new insights or as circumstances change. The path to your goals may not be a straight line, and that's okay. Remember, too, that goal alignment is not a one-time event but an ongoing process. As you grow and evolve, your goals and values may shift. Regular reassessment of your aspirations and the routines that support them ensures that you stay true to your authentic self and continue moving in a direction that feels meaningful and fulfilling. The power of aligning your daily actions with your long-term goals cannot be overstated. It transforms mundane tasks into meaningful steps toward your dreams. It infuses your days with purpose and direction. And perhaps most importantly, it bridges the gap between who you are and who you aspire to be. By consciously designing your routines to support your grandest ambitions, you're not just planning for success, you're living it day by day. Each aligned action reinforces your commitment to your goals and strengthens your belief in your ability to achieve them. As we conclude this exploration of goal alignment, consider the potential impact of bringing this level of intentionality to every aspect of your life. Imagine the compound effect of days, weeks, and years lived in alignment with your deepest values and most cherished aspirations. But alignment is just the beginning. As powerful as it is to connect your daily actions with your long-term goals, there's another level of mastery waiting to be explored. What if you could not only align your routines with your goals, but elevate them to a state of excellence? What habits and practices separate the truly exceptional from the merely good? In the next chapter, we'll delve into the realm of excellence habits, those rarefied practices that set the stage for extraordinary achievement. Prepare to discover the subtle yet powerful distinctions that can transform your aligned routines into catalysts for greatness. The journey to mastery is about to take an exciting turn, one that promises to unlock new levels of potential you may never have imagined possible. Chapter 5: Excellence Habits. What separates the truly exceptional from the merely good? It's a question that has intrigued philosophers, scientists, and achievers throughout history. As we embark on this exploration of excellence habits, prepare to uncover the hidden practices and mindsets that propel individuals to extraordinary heights of achievement. Excellence is not a destination, but a journey, a continuous pursuit of improvement and mastery. It's not about sporadic bursts of brilliance or occasional moments of peak performance. Rather, it's about cultivating a set of habits and routines that consistently elevate your performance day after day, year after year. But what exactly does it mean to pursue excellence? At its core, excellence is about pushing beyond the boundaries of what's comfortable or expected. It's about setting standards for yourself that exceed the norm and then relentlessly working to meet and surpass those standards. Excellence is not perfection. It's the commitment to becoming the best version of yourself in whatever endeavor you choose to pursue. The pursuit of excellence requires a fundamental shift in mindset. It demands that we move away from a fixed view of our abilities and embrace a growth mindset, a belief that our talents and skills can be developed through dedication and hard work. This mindset of continuous improvement is the bedrock upon which all excellence habits are built. Central to this mindset is the understanding that excellence is not achieved through sporadic effort or occasional bursts of motivation. It's the result of consistent, deliberate actions taken day after day. This is where the power of daily routines comes into play. By integrating excellence-oriented practices into our everyday actions, we create a framework for sustained high performance. Consider for a moment the cumulative impact of daily habits. A single day's effort might not seem significant in isolation, but when multiplied over weeks, months, and years, these small actions compound into remarkable achievements. This is the secret that high achievers throughout history have understood and leveraged to great effect. Take, for instance, the rigorous self-improvement regimen of Benjamin Franklin. Franklin meticulously planned his days, allocating specific times for work, study, reflection, and rest. He even kept a virtue journal to track his progress in cultivating desirable traits. This level of intentionality and self-discipline was not common in his time, but it contributed significantly to his numerous achievements across various fields. Franklin's approach exemplifies a crucial aspect of excellence habits, the integration of purposeful practice into daily life. He didn't relegate self-improvement to occasional bursts of effort. He made it a central part of his daily routine. This consistency allowed him to make steady progress towards his goals and continually refine his skills and character. Modern high achievers, from elite athletes to innovative entrepreneurs, employ similar strategies. They understand that excellence is not achieved through talent alone, but through the consistent application of deliberate practice. This concept, pioneered by psychologist K. Anders Ericsson, is fundamental to understanding how individuals attain extraordinary levels of performance in their chosen fields. Deliberate practice goes beyond simple repetition. It involves structured, focused effort aimed at improving specific aspects of performance. It's characterized by clear goals, immediate feedback, and a level of challenge that pushes the individual just beyond their current abilities. This type of practice is often demanding and requires full concentration, but it's also the key to developing high-level skills and achieving mastery. The science behind deliberate practice reveals why it's so effective in driving skill refinement and performance improvement. When we engage in deliberate practice, we're not just going through the motions, we're actively challenging our brains and bodies to adapt and improve. This process triggers neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new neural connections and reorganize existing ones. As we repeatedly engage in focused practice, the neural pathways associated with the skill we're developing become stronger and more efficient. Over time, this leads to improved performance, increased speed of execution, and greater automaticity in the skill. It's through this process that complex abilities, which once seemed impossibly difficult, become second nature to the expert practitioner. Integrating deliberate practice into daily routines is a hallmark of excellence habits. High achievers don't wait for inspiration to strike or rely on sporadic training sessions. Instead, they create structured routines that ensure they engage in focused practice consistently, often daily. This might involve setting aside specific times for skill development, creating a dedicated practice environment, or using specialized tools or techniques to enhance their training. One key strategy for maintaining high-intensity focus during practice sessions is the use of time blocking. This involves allocating specific periods for deep, concentrated work on particular skills or tasks. During these blocks, all distractions are eliminated, allowing for complete immersion in the practice. Many high achievers find that shorter, intensely focused sessions are more effective than longer periods of less concentrated effort. Another crucial aspect of excellence habits is the emphasis on incremental improvement. Rather than fixating solely on end goals, those who achieve excellence focus on making small, consistent improvements in their performance. This approach, often referred to as Kaizen or continuous improvement, allows for steady progress without the overwhelming pressure of trying to achieve perfection all at once. Strategies for incremental improvement might include setting micro goals for each practice session, tracking performance metrics over time, or regularly reassessing and adjusting practice routines based on progress. The key is to create a feedback loop that allows for constant refinement and adaptation of one's approach. As individuals consistently engage in these excellence habits, something remarkable begins to happen. their very identity starts to shift. This process of identity formation through excellence habits is a powerful driver of sustained high performance. By consistently performing actions associated with excellence, individuals begin to see themselves as high achievers, which in turn motivates continued performance. This concept of identity-based habits, explored by James Clear in his work on atomic habits, suggests that the most effective way to change our behavior is to focus on who we wish to become. Instead of centering our efforts on specific outcomes, we can focus on embodying the identity of the type of person who would achieve those outcomes. For example, rather than focusing solely on the goal of writing a book, one might adopt the identity of "I am a writer." This shift in self-perception creates a powerful motivation to maintain writing habits, as each writing session reinforces this new identity. The routine becomes not just something you do, but a reflection of who you are. Research on self-perception and habit adherence supports this approach. Studies have shown that when individuals view a behavior as a core part of their identity, they're more likely to persist in that behavior even in the face of challenges or setbacks. This is because acting in alignment with our self-image reduces cognitive dissonance and provides a sense of authenticity and congruence. The psychology of self-reinforcement plays a crucial role in this process. Each time we successfully complete a task or engage in a habit aligned with our desired identity, we experience a sense of accomplishment. This positive reinforcement strengthens our belief in our ability to perform at a high level, creating a virtuous cycle of improved self-efficacy and enhanced performance. This brings us to another critical component of excellence habits: the power of feedback loops and continuous improvement. High achievers don't just perform their routines mechanically, they're constantly assessing their performance, seeking feedback, and making adjustments to optimize their approach. Behavioral reinforcement through repeated success is a powerful motivator. Each small win, each goal achieved, each skill improved serves to bolster confidence and motivation. This creates a positive feedback loop where success breeds further success, propelling individuals towards ever higher levels of performance. However, it's important to note that this process isn't always smooth or linear. Setbacks and plateaus are an inevitable part of any journey towards excellence. What sets high achievers apart is their ability to view these challenges as opportunities for learning and growth rather than as failures. Tools for self-assessment and adaptation are crucial in maintaining this growth-oriented approach. This might involve keeping a performance journal, regularly reviewing progress towards goals, or seeking feedback from mentors or peers. The key is to create mechanisms that allow for objective evaluation of performance and identification of areas for improvement. As we reflect on these excellence habits, it becomes clear that they're not just about achieving specific goals or mastering particular skills. They're about cultivating a way of life, a daily commitment to growth, improvement, and the pursuit of one's fullest potential. The habits of excellence are not reserved for a select few gifted individuals. They're available to anyone willing to commit to the consistent, deliberate practice required to achieve mastery. It's about making a choice, day after day, to push beyond comfort zones, to embrace challenges, and to persistently work towards becoming the best version of oneself. Incorporating these habits into your life doesn't require a complete overhaul of your routines overnight. It starts with small, intentional changes, perhaps dedicating 15 minutes each day to focused practice in a skill you want to improve, or setting a micro goal for incremental progress in an area of importance to you. Remember, the path to excellence is not about perfection, it's about progress. It's about showing up consistently, putting in the work, and trusting in the compound effect of small daily improvements. Over time, these seemingly minor actions accumulate into remarkable achievements and transformative personal growth. As you embark on your own journey of cultivating excellence habits, consider the areas of your life where you want to achieve mastery. What daily practices could you implement to move you closer to your goals? How can you integrate deliberate practice into your routines? What identity do you need to embody to become the person capable of achieving your aspirations? The pursuit of excellence is a lifelong journey, one that requires patience, persistence, and a willingness to embrace discomfort for the sake of growth. But it's also a journey rich with rewards, not just in terms of external achievements, but in the deep sense of fulfillment that comes from continually expanding your capabilities and realizing your potential. As we conclude this exploration of excellence habits, it's clear that the path to extraordinary achievement is paved with daily disciplines and consistent effort. But knowing what to do is only half the battle. The real challenge lies in execution, in turning these principles into lived reality day after day. This brings us to a crucial question. How do we structure our days to maximize productivity and ensure that our excellence habits are consistently implemented? What rituals and routines can we adopt to create an environment conducive to high performance? In the next chapter, we'll delve into the world of productive rituals, those powerful daily practices that create the structure and momentum necessary for sustained excellence. Prepare to discover how small changes in your daily routine can lead to profound shifts in your productivity and overall success. The secrets of the world's most effective individuals are about to be unveiled, offering a blueprint for transforming your own approach to work and life. Chapter 6: Productive Rituals. Have you ever wondered why some days seem to flow effortlessly, with tasks falling into place and productivity soaring, while others feel like an uphill battle against distraction and inefficiency? The secret lies not in chance or sporadic bursts of motivation, but in the power of carefully crafted productive rituals. Imagine a world where your workday unfolds with a sense of purpose and focus, where distractions fade into the background and your energy is channeled into meaningful progress. This isn't a fantasy reserved for a select few. It's a reality that can be achieved through the intentional design and implementation of productive rituals. But what exactly are productive rituals, and why do they hold such transformative power? At their core, productive rituals are structured routines that create an optimal environment for focused work and sustained efficiency. They're more than just good habits. They're carefully orchestrated sequences of actions that prime your mind and body for peak performance. The science behind productive rituals is rooted in our understanding of cognitive load and decision fatigue. Every decision we make, no matter how small, draws from a limited pool of mental energy. As we progress through our day, making choice after choice, our ability to make wise decisions diminishes. This phenomenon, known as decision fatigue, can significantly impact our productivity and the quality of our work. Research has shown that the average person makes thousands of decisions each day, many of them unconsciously. From choosing what to wear to prioritizing tasks, each decision chips away at our cognitive resources. By the end of a day filled with constant decision-making, our mental energy is depleted, leading to poor choices, reduced willpower, and decreased productivity. This is where the power of productive rituals comes into play. By automating routine tasks and decisions through well-designed rituals, we conserve our mental energy for more important and challenging decisions. It's like setting your GPS before a long journey. Once the route is programmed, you can focus on the road ahead rather than constantly deciding which turn to take. The benefits of automating repetitive tasks extend beyond just conserving mental energy. When we reduce the cognitive load associated with routine decisions, we free up mental space for more creative and strategic thinking. This can lead to improved problem-solving abilities, enhanced creativity, and better overall performance in complex tasks. Establishing a productive mindset is crucial in harnessing the full potential of work rituals. This mindset is characterized by a focus on efficiency, a commitment to continuous improvement, and an understanding of the link between structure and productivity. Research has consistently shown that individuals who approach their work with a structured, ritual-based mindset tend to achieve higher levels of productivity and job satisfaction. One of the most powerful techniques in designing productive rituals is the practice of time blocking. This involves dividing your workday into dedicated segments, each allocated to specific tasks or types of work. By creating these focused work sessions, you establish a rhythm that can dramatically boost your productivity. The principle behind time blocking is simple yet profound. By dedicating specific periods to particular tasks, you minimize the mental switching costs associated with multitasking. Each time you shift your focus from one task to another, there's a cognitive cost. By grouping similar tasks together and working on them in dedicated blocks, you reduce these switching costs and maintain a state of flow for longer periods. When implementing time blocking, it's crucial to schedule uninterrupted focus periods. These are stretches of time where you commit to working on a single task or project without allowing any distractions. During these periods, you might turn off notifications, close unnecessary browser tabs, or even physically remove yourself from potential interruptions. The effectiveness of these focus periods is backed by research on the psychology of flow states. When we're fully immersed in a task, free from distractions, we enter a state of heightened productivity and creativity. By deliberately creating the conditions for these flow states through time blocking, we can dramatically increase our output and the quality of our work. Crafting a focused work environment is another crucial aspect of productive rituals. This goes beyond just organizing your physical workspace, though that's important too. It involves creating an environment that signals to your brain that it's time to work and minimizes potential distractions. Environmental cues play a powerful role in triggering behaviors and mental states. By consistently associating certain cues with focused work, you can train your brain to enter a productive state more quickly and easily. This might involve using specific lighting, playing particular background music, or even wearing certain clothes that you associate with work mode. Minimizing distractions and interruptions is a critical component of a focused work environment. This might involve using noise-canceling headphones, implementing a do not disturb system with colleagues, or using software that blocks distracting websites during work hours. The goal is to create an environment where your attention can remain focused on the task at hand, allowing you to work more efficiently and effectively. As we delve deeper into the world of productive rituals, we encounter the powerful concept of habit stacking. This technique involves linking new productive behaviors to existing habits, creating a seamless flow of actions that propel you through your workday. The theory behind habit stacking is rooted in the psychological concept of implementation intentions. These are specific plans that link situational cues, the if or when, with a desired response, the then. By creating these if-then action plans for tasks, we can automate the initiation of productive behaviors, reducing the mental friction associated with starting work. For example, you might create a habit stack that looks like this. After I sit down at my desk, existing habit, I will review my top 3 priorities for the day, new productive behavior. By consistently linking these actions, you create a trigger that automatically prompts you to engage in the productive behavior. Identifying natural transitions in the workday is key to effective habit stacking. These are moments when you're naturally shifting from one activity to another, such as arriving at work, returning from lunch, or finishing a meeting. These transition points provide ideal opportunities to insert new productive habits into your routine. To support the implementation of productive rituals and habit stacks, various tools for tracking and accountability can be invaluable. Digital habit trackers and productivity apps can provide visual representations of your progress, helping to reinforce positive behaviors and identify areas for improvement. Methods for self-monitoring progress are crucial in maintaining momentum and motivation. This might involve keeping a productivity journal, using a simple checklist, or implementing a more sophisticated tracking system. The key is to find a method that allows you to objectively assess your productivity and make data-driven decisions about how to optimize your rituals. One of the greatest challenges to productivity is procrastination. Even with well-designed rituals in place, the temptation to delay or avoid tasks can be strong. However, By incorporating specific strategies to overcome procrastination into our productive rituals, we can maintain momentum and push through periods of inertia. Quick start methods, such as the 2-minute rule, can be particularly effective in overcoming the initial resistance to starting a task. This rule suggests that if a task will take less than 2 minutes to complete, you should do it immediately rather than putting it off. This not only helps to clear small tasks quickly, but also builds momentum that can carry over into larger projects. Strategies to break through inertia often involve reframing how we think about tasks. Instead of focusing on the entirety of a large project, which can feel overwhelming, we can break it down into smaller, more manageable steps. By incorporating these smaller steps into our daily rituals, we make consistent progress without feeling overwhelmed. Managing interruptions is another crucial aspect of maintaining productive rituals. In our hyper-connected world, interruptions are constant and can severely disrupt our focus and productivity. Setting clear boundaries and using time buffers can help mitigate the impact of these interruptions. Time buffers involve scheduling short periods between tasks or meetings to allow for unexpected interruptions or overruns. This prevents a single disruption from throwing off your entire schedule and helps maintain a sense of control over your day. Leveraging environmental design for focus goes beyond just minimizing distractions. It involves creating spaces that actively support concentration and productivity. This might include designating specific areas for different types of work, using visual cues to reinforce priorities, or implementing systems that make it easy to transition between tasks. As we implement these productive rituals, it's important to remember that they're not rigid structures, but flexible frameworks that can be adapted to our individual needs and circumstances. The goal is to create a sustainable rhythm in our daily work life, one that allows for both high productivity and personal well-being. Reflection and continuous improvement are key components of effective productive rituals. Regularly assessing the effectiveness of your rituals and making adjustments as needed ensures that they continue to serve your evolving needs and goals. Consider setting aside time each week to review your productivity. Ask yourself questions like, which rituals are working well? Where am I still struggling? What new challenges have arisen that my current rituals don't address? This ongoing process of reflection and refinement is what transforms good habits into powerful, personalized rituals that drive sustained productivity. It's also important to recognize that productive rituals are not just about maximizing output. They're about creating a sustainable, balanced approach to work that allows for both high performance and personal fulfillment. The most effective rituals leave room for rest, reflection, and personal growth alongside focused productivity. As you begin to implement these strategies and design your own productive rituals, remember that change takes time. Start small, focusing on 1 or 2 key areas where you want to improve your productivity. As these new rituals become ingrained, you can gradually expand and refine your approach. The power of productive rituals lies not just in their ability to boost efficiency, but in their capacity to transform our relationship with work itself. When we have clear structures and routines in place, work becomes less of a source of stress and more of an opportunity for engagement and accomplishment. Imagine starting each day with a clear sense of purpose, moving through your tasks with focus and intention, and ending your workday with a sense of satisfaction and achievement. This is the promise of well-designed productive rituals, not just increased output, but a more fulfilling and balanced approach to work and life. As we conclude this exploration of productive rituals, consider the areas of your work life that could benefit from more structure and intentionality. What small changes could you implement to create a more focused and efficient work environment? How might your days transform if you approach them with the power of carefully crafted rituals? The journey to peak productivity is ongoing, a process of continuous refinement and adaptation. But with each step, each small improvement in your daily rituals, you move closer to a state of sustained high performance and personal fulfillment. As powerful as these productive rituals are, they represent just one facet of the complex tapestry of human potential. As we look ahead, we find ourselves on the cusp of exploring a realm that might seem at odds with the structured approach we've just discussed. What happens when we need not just productivity, but creativity? How do we balance the need for routine with the desire for innovation and original thinking? In the next chapter, we'll delve into the fascinating world of creative flow, a state where productivity meets inspiration, where structure and spontaneity dance in delicate balance. Prepare to discover how the most innovative minds harness the power of routine to unleash their creative potential. The secrets of channeling inspiration into tangible results are about to be revealed, offering a new perspective on the interplay between discipline and imagination. Chapter 7: Creative Flow. Imagine a world where your most brilliant ideas emerge not in chaotic bursts of inspiration, but within the steady rhythm of your daily routines. Picture a creative process so fluid, so natural, that innovation becomes as regular and reliable as the rising sun. This isn't a fantasy reserved for a select few artistic geniuses. It's a reality that's within reach for anyone willing to challenge their preconceptions about creativity and structure. For too long, we've clung to the romantic notion of the creative genius, struck by lightning bolts of inspiration, working in feverish bursts of unstructured brilliance. But what if this image is not just inaccurate, but actively harmful to our creative potential? What if the key to unlocking our most innovative ideas lies not in chaos, but in carefully crafted routines? As we embark on this exploration of creative flow, prepare to have your assumptions challenged and your perspective transformed. We're about to uncover the hidden power of structure in nurturing creativity and discover how the most innovative minds harness the power of routine to fuel their creative breakthroughs. At first glance, the concepts of routine and creativity might seem at odds with each other. After all, isn't creativity about breaking free from constraints, thinking outside the box, and embracing the unexpected? How could something as seemingly rigid as a routine possibly foster the free-flowing state of mind necessary for innovative thinking? The answer lies in understanding the true nature of creativity and the cognitive processes that underpin it. Contrary to popular belief, creativity isn't about constant novelty or perpetual change. At its core, creativity is about making unexpected connections, seeing patterns where others see chaos, and bringing new ideas into existence. And for these processes to flourish, our minds need a stable foundation, a mental workspace free from the clutter of everyday concerns and decision-making. This is where the power of routines comes into play. By automating mundane tasks and decisions, well-designed routines free up mental space for higher-level thinking. They create a predictable framework within which our minds can wander, explore, and make those unexpected connections that are the hallmark of creative thought. Research in cognitive science has consistently shown that reducing mental clutter is essential for creative problem-solving. When our minds are bogged down with trivial decisions and routine tasks, we have less cognitive capacity available for innovative thinking. By offloading these routine matters to well-established habits, we create the mental space necessary for creativity to flourish. Consider the concept of decision fatigue, which we explored in earlier chapters. Every decision we make, no matter how small, depletes our mental energy. By the end of a day filled with constant choices, our ability to think creatively and solve complex problems is significantly diminished. Routines help combat this by reducing the number of decisions we need to make, preserving our mental energy for creative endeavors. But the benefits of routines for creativity go beyond just conserving mental energy. They also provide a sense of security and predictability that can be crucial for creative risk-taking. When we know that certain aspects of our day are taken care of, we feel more comfortable venturing into unknown creative territories. It's like having a safe home base from which to launch daring expeditions into uncharted mental landscapes. This concept of structured creativity might seem counterintuitive at first, but it's supported by both scientific research and the practices of highly creative individuals throughout history. Many renowned artists, writers, and innovators have relied on strict daily routines to support their creative work. These routines weren't constraints that limited their creativity. They were the very foundations that allowed their imaginations to soar. The key to harnessing the power of routines for creativity lies in understanding how to establish creative rituals. These are specific routines designed to encourage innovative thinking and facilitate the transition into flow states, those magical periods of intense focus and effortless productivity that all creatives strive to achieve. Creative rituals can take many forms, but they all share a common purpose: to signal to your brain that it's time to enter a creative mindset. This might involve setting up your workspace in a particular way, listening to specific music, or engaging in a brief meditation or visualization exercise before beginning your creative work. The exact nature of the ritual is less important than its consistency. By repeating the same sequence of actions before each creative session, you create a powerful mental trigger that helps you transition more quickly and easily into a creative state of mind. One effective technique for establishing creative rituals is to create a clear separation between your regular life and your creative time. This could be as simple as changing into specific clothes you wear only when creating, or as elaborate as having a dedicated space that you use solely for creative work. The goal is to create clear boundaries that help your mind shift gears from everyday concerns to creative exploration. However, while structure is crucial for creativity, it's equally important to maintain a balance between order and spontaneity. Too much rigidity can indeed stifle creativity, leading to stale ideas and predictable outcomes. This is why successful creative routines often incorporate planned periods of unstructured time or intentional variation. These periods of structured spontaneity serve several important functions. First, they provide opportunities for your mind to wander and make unexpected connections, a crucial part of the creative process. Second, they help prevent your creative routines from becoming so automatic that they lose their effectiveness. By introducing elements of novelty and unpredictability into your routines, you keep your mind engaged and alert, ready to capture fresh ideas as they emerge. Research on cognitive flexibility supports this approach. While our brains crave structure and predictability, they also need novelty and challenge to stay sharp and creative. By alternating between periods of focused, structured work and more open-ended exploration, we can maintain the optimal balance for sustained creativity. This balance between structure and spontaneity is reflected in the practices of many highly creative individuals. They often combine strict work schedules with periods of seemingly unproductive play or exploration. This might involve taking long walks, engaging in unrelated hobbies, or simply allowing time for daydreaming. Far from being a waste of time, these activities are often when the most unexpected and innovative ideas emerge. The role of intrinsic motivation in fostering creativity cannot be overstated. Drawing on self-determination theory, we understand that activities driven by internal rewards, such as personal interest, enjoyment, or a sense of purpose, are far more likely to lead to creative outcomes than those motivated by external factors like rewards or punishments. This is where the concept of play becomes crucial in the creative process. When we engage in activities that we find inherently enjoyable or meaningful, we enter a state of mind that's highly conducive to creative thinking. We become more willing to take risks, explore unconventional ideas, and persist in the face of challenges. By integrating elements of play into our creative routines, we can tap into this powerful source of intrinsic motivation. Practical exercises for creative ideation can help bridge the gap between structure and spontaneity in our creative routines. Techniques like free writing, mind mapping, or constraint-based challenges can provide a structured framework for creative exploration while still allowing for unexpected outcomes. These exercises can be particularly effective when incorporated into daily or weekly routines, providing regular opportunities for creative thinking even when you're not actively working on a specific project. Journaling is another powerful tool for capturing and developing creative ideas. By making it a habit to write down your thoughts, observations, and random inspirations, you create a rich reservoir of material to draw from in your creative work. Many creative professionals swear by the practice of morning pages. 3 pages of stream of consciousness writing done first thing in the morning as a way to clear mental clutter and prime the mind for creative thinking. Reflective techniques can also play a crucial role in nurturing creativity within a structured routine. Taking time to regularly review your ideas, connect seemingly unrelated concepts, or simply sit with a problem without actively trying to solve it can lead to unexpected breakthroughs. These reflective periods allow your subconscious mind to work on problems in the background, often resulting in sudden insights or novel solutions. As we delve deeper into the world of creative flow, it becomes clear that the most innovative minds don't rely on sporadic bursts of inspiration. Instead, they cultivate a consistent creative practice supported by well-designed routines and rituals. These routines provide the stable foundation necessary for taking creative risks, while also ensuring a regular output of work, a crucial factor in long-term creative success. The concept of creative flow, first introduced by psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, describes a state of complete immersion in a task, characterized by intense focus, a sense of effortless action, and a loss of self-consciousness. This state is often associated with peak creative performance, and while it can't be forced, it can be encouraged through carefully designed routines and environments. Creating conditions conducive to flow states involves several key elements. First, there needs to be a clear set of goals and immediate feedback. In creative work, this might mean setting specific objectives for each work session and regularly assessing your progress. Second, there should be a balance between the perceived challenges of the task and your perceived skills. If the task is too easy, you'll become bored. If it's too difficult, you'll become anxious. Finding the sweet spot, where the task is challenging but achievable, is crucial for entering a flow state. Environmental factors also play a significant role in facilitating creative flow. This goes beyond just having a tidy workspace, though that can certainly help. It involves creating an environment that minimizes distractions and supports focused work. This might mean using noise-canceling headphones, working in a space with natural light, or surrounding yourself with objects that inspire creativity. The tools and techniques for enhancing creative flow are as varied as the individuals who use them. Some creatives swear by specific software or apps that help them organize their ideas or block out distractions. Others rely on more traditional tools like notebooks, sketchpads, or vision boards. The key is to experiment and find what works best for you, then incorporate these tools consistently into your creative routines. One powerful technique for enhancing creative flow is the use of time blocking, or the Pomodoro technique. These methods involve working in focused bursts with scheduled breaks, which can help maintain high levels of concentration while preventing burnout. By integrating these techniques into your creative routines, you can create a rhythm that supports sustained creative output. Another important aspect of nurturing creative flow is learning to manage your energy levels. Creativity is an energy-intensive process, and it's crucial to structure your routines in a way that aligns with your natural energy fluctuations. This might mean scheduling your most challenging creative work for times when you typically feel most alert and focused, and reserving lower energy periods for more routine tasks or reflective activities. As we reflect on the interplay between routine and creativity, it becomes clear that these concepts are not opposites, but complementary forces. Routine provides the stable foundation from which creativity can take flight. It creates the mental space and energy necessary for innovative thinking, while also ensuring that creative insights have the opportunity to be developed and brought to fruition. The journey to mastering creative flow is ongoing, a constant dance between structure and spontaneity, discipline and freedom. It requires a willingness to experiment, to challenge our assumptions about how creativity works, and to consistently show up for our creative practice, even when inspiration seems elusive. By cultivating routines that support our creative endeavors, we're not constraining our imagination. we're giving it the nurturing environment it needs to thrive. We're creating the conditions for those magical moments of flow where time seems to stand still and ideas flow effortlessly. And perhaps most importantly, we're building a sustainable creative practice that can weather the ups and downs of inspiration and produce consistent results over the long term. As we conclude this exploration of creative flow, consider how you might apply these principles to your own creative pursuits. What routines could you establish to support your creative work? How might you balance structure and spontaneity in your daily life? What rituals could signal to your brain that it's time to enter a creative mindset? Remember, the goal is not to force creativity or to adhere rigidly to a set of rules. Instead, it's about creating the optimal conditions for your unique creative voice to emerge and flourish. It's about building a framework that supports sustained innovation and allows you to consistently produce your best work. As powerful as these strategies for cultivating creative flow are, they represent just one piece of the puzzle in mastering our routines and achieving our full potential. As we look ahead, we find ourselves facing a new challenge, one that might seem at odds with the structured approach we've explored so far. In a world of constant change and unpredictability, how do we maintain the benefits of routine while remaining adaptable and resilient? In the next chapter, we'll delve into the art of flexible living, an approach that combines the power of routine with the ability to pivot and adjust in the face of unexpected challenges. Prepare to discover how the most successful individuals navigate the delicate balance between structure and adaptability, creating routines that bend without breaking. The secrets to thriving in an ever-changing world are about to be unveiled, offering a new perspective on the true meaning of routine mastery. Chapter 8: Flexible Living. Imagine a world where your carefully crafted routines bend but never break, where unexpected challenges become opportunities for growth, and where you navigate life's unpredictability with grace and ease. This isn't a far-fetched dream, but a reality that's within reach for those who master the art of flexible living. As we've explored in previous chapters, routines can be powerful tools for productivity, creativity, and personal growth. But what happens when life throws a curveball? How do we maintain the benefits of structure while adapting to the ever-changing landscape of our lives? This is where the concept of flexible living comes into play, offering a bridge between the stability we crave and the adaptability we need. At first glance, the terms flexible and routine might seem contradictory. After all, isn't the whole point of a routine to provide consistency and predictability? But as we delve deeper into this concept, we'll discover that true routine mastery isn't about rigid adherence to a fixed schedule. Instead, it's about creating a framework that's robust enough to withstand life's inevitable disruptions, while remaining adaptable enough to evolve with our changing needs and circumstances. The key to understanding flexible living lies in recognizing the inherent unpredictability of life. No matter how meticulously we plan, unexpected events will arise. Family emergencies, work crises, technological glitches, or even positive surprises like spontaneous opportunities can all throw our carefully structured days into disarray. The question isn't whether these disruptions will occur, but how we'll respond when they do. This is where the concept of adaptive routines comes into play. Adaptive routines are designed with flexibility in mind from the outset. They provide structure and consistency while also incorporating elements that allow for adjustment and recalibration. Think of them as a sturdy yet flexible framework, capable of bending without breaking under pressure. The importance of flexibility in daily planning cannot be overstated. When we build our routines with the expectation of change, we're better equipped to handle disruptions without losing momentum. This doesn't mean living in a constant state of uncertainty or abandoning structure altogether. Rather, it's about creating a balance between stability and adaptability that allows us to maintain productivity and well-being even in the face of unexpected challenges. Common challenges that disrupt routines are varied and often unpredictable. They might include sudden work deadlines, technology failures, health issues, or changes in personal circumstances. By anticipating these potential disruptions and building flexibility into our routines, we can navigate them more smoothly and with less stress. This brings us to the crucial concept of resilience in routine building. Resilience, in this context, refers to the ability of our routines to withstand and recover from disruptions. It's about creating systems that don't crumble at the first sign of change, but instead adapt and evolve in response to new circumstances. Adaptability contributes significantly to long-term success in routine mastery. Those who can adjust their routines in response to changing conditions are more likely to maintain productivity and well-being over time. They're also better positioned to seize new opportunities and navigate challenges that might derail those with more rigid approaches. One key aspect of building resilience into our routines is the incorporation of recovery time. This isn't just about scheduling breaks or downtime, though those are important. It's about creating space within our routines for reflection, adjustment, and recalibration. By building in regular periods for review and refinement, we can ensure that our routines remain aligned with our goals and responsive to our changing needs. So how do we go about designing routines that adapt? One effective strategy is the creation of buffer times and fallback plans. Buffer times are intentional gaps built into our schedules to accommodate unexpected events or tasks that take longer than anticipated. They provide a cushion that prevents minor disruptions from cascading into major derailments of our entire day. Fallback plans, on the other hand, are pre-designed alternative routines that we can activate when our primary plans are disrupted. For example, if your usual morning workout routine is interrupted by an early meeting, a fallback plan might involve a shorter, high-intensity workout later in the day. By having these alternatives ready in advance, we can quickly pivot without losing the benefits of our routines. Another powerful approach to flexible routine design is the development of modular routines. This involves structuring our routines in adaptable segments that can be rearranged or adjusted as needed. Instead of having a single, fixed schedule for the day, we might have a series of routine modules that can be shuffled or scaled depending on the time and energy available. For instance, a modular work routine might include focused work blocks, communication periods, and administrative tasks. On a typical day, these modules might be arranged in a specific order, but if an unexpected meeting arises, the modules can be rearranged to accommodate the change without sacrificing productivity. Adjusting routines based on daily or weekly variations is another key aspect of flexible living. This might involve having different routines for different days of the week, or adjusting our schedules based on energy levels, workload, or other variable factors. The goal is to create a system that's responsive to our changing needs and circumstances while still providing the structure and consistency that make routines so powerful. As we explore the concept of flexible living, it's important to consider the philosophy of continuous improvement, often referred to as Kaizen. Originating in Japanese business practices, Kaizen emphasizes the value of small, ongoing improvements over time. When applied to personal routines, this philosophy encourages us to view our habits and schedules not as fixed entities, but as evolving processes that can be constantly refined and optimized. The Kaizen approach to personal routines involves making incremental improvements on a regular basis. Rather than attempting dramatic overhauls of our entire schedule, which are often unsustainable, we focus on small, manageable changes that can be easily integrated into our existing routines. Over time, these small improvements compound, leading to significant positive changes in our productivity and well-being. Methods for self-reflection and iterative refinement are crucial in implementing the Kaizen philosophy. This might involve regular check-ins with ourselves to assess what's working well in our routines and what could be improved. It could also include seeking feedback from others or using objective measures of productivity and well-being to guide our adjustments. Tools for monitoring and adjusting routines can be invaluable in this process. These might range from simple journaling practices to more sophisticated digital tracking apps. The key is to find methods that allow us to objectively assess our progress and identify areas for improvement. Periodic self-assessment techniques, such as weekly or monthly reviews, can help us stay on track and ensure that our routines continue to serve our evolving needs and goals. Using feedback to recalibrate daily plans is another important aspect of flexible living. This feedback can come from various sources: our own experiences, input from colleagues or family members, or data from productivity tracking tools. By remaining open to this feedback and willing to make adjustments based on it, we can ensure that our routines remain effective and aligned with our goals. As we delve deeper into the concept of flexible living, it's crucial to address the balance between productivity and recovery. While routines can be powerful tools for enhancing productivity, an overstructured approach can lead to burnout and decreased well-being over time. Recognizing the signs of overstructuring is essential for maintaining a healthy, sustainable approach to routine mastery. Research on burnout and stress from rigidity in scheduling has shown that excessively rigid routines can actually decrease productivity and well-being over time. When we don't allow for flexibility in our schedules, we're more likely to experience stress when unexpected events arise. This stress can accumulate over time, leading to burnout and a decrease in overall effectiveness. Strategies for introducing spontaneous periods into our routines can help mitigate these risks. This might involve scheduling free time where we allow ourselves to follow our interests or energy levels without a predetermined plan. It could also include building in time for hobbies, social activities, or simply rest and relaxation. These unstructured periods serve as a counterbalance to our more structured time, allowing for recovery and rejuvenation. Creating a work-life integration system is another crucial aspect of flexible living. This goes beyond the traditional concept of work-life balance, which often implies a strict separation between professional and personal life. Instead, work-life integration acknowledges that in today's interconnected world, the boundaries between work and personal life are often blurred. Flexible routines can promote overall well-being by allowing us to adapt our schedules to accommodate both professional and personal needs. This might involve adjusting work hours to allow for family time, integrating personal tasks into the workday, or finding ways to pursue personal interests that also contribute to professional growth. The key to successful work-life integration is flexibility. It's about creating routines that allow us to meet our various responsibilities and pursue our diverse interests in a way that feels balanced and sustainable. This might look different for everyone. What's important is finding an approach that aligns with our individual values, goals, and circumstances. As we consider the implementation of flexible living strategies, it's important to remember that this is not a one-size-fits-all approach. What works for one person may not work for another. The goal is to find a balance between structure and flexibility that works for you, given your unique circumstances, personality, and goals. Experimentation is key in this process. Try different approaches, be willing to adjust your routines, and pay attention to what feels most effective and sustainable for you. Remember that your needs and circumstances may change over time, so what works now may need to be adjusted in the future. It's also crucial to approach flexible living with patience and self-compassion. Developing adaptive routines is a skill that takes time to master. There will likely be periods of trial and error as you find the right balance. Be kind to yourself during this process, and remember that every failure is an opportunity for learning and refinement. As we wrap up our exploration of flexible living, consider how you might apply these principles to your own life. How can you build more flexibility into your current routines? What areas of your life might benefit from a more adaptive approach? How can you incorporate the philosophy of continuous improvement into your daily practices? Remember, the goal of flexible living is not to abandon structure altogether, but to create a framework that's robust enough to support your goals while being flexible enough to adapt to life's inevitable changes. It's about developing routines that serve you rather than becoming a slave to your routines. By mastering the art of flexible living, you're not just improving your productivity or efficiency, you're developing a life skill that will serve you well in all areas of your life. You're building resilience, adaptability, and the ability to thrive in an ever-changing world. As we conclude this chapter, we find ourselves on the cusp of a new frontier in our journey of routine mastery. We've explored the power of structure, the importance of creativity, and now the art of flexibility. But there's one more piece of the puzzle left to explore, a concept that ties everything we've learned together and propels us towards true mastery. What if there was a way to not just implement routines, but to embody them at the deepest level? What if you could reach a state where excellence becomes not just what you do, but who you are? In the next chapter, we'll delve into the transformative power of identity-based habits and explore how they can elevate your journey of routine mastery to unprecedented heights. Prepare to discover the final key that unlocks the full potential of everything we've explored so far. Chapter 9, Mastery Journey. As we embark on this final chapter, imagine standing at the summit of a mountain, gazing out at a vast landscape of peaks and valleys stretching to the horizon. This view represents your journey of routine mastery, a journey that doesn't end with the closing of this book, but continues throughout your lifetime, offering endless opportunities for growth, discovery, and self-actualization. The concept of mastery often conjures images of perfection, of reaching a final, ultimate state of achievement. But true mastery, especially when it comes to our routines and habits, is not a destination. It's an ongoing process, a lifelong commitment to learning, adapting, and evolving. As we explore this idea of routine mastery as a lifelong journey, prepare to shift your perspective on what it means to truly excel in the art of living. At its core, personal development is an ever-evolving process. As we grow and change, so too do our goals, values, and circumstances. What served us well in one phase of life may need adjustment in another. This is why the journey of routine mastery is not about finding a perfect set of habits and sticking to them rigidly for the rest of our lives. Instead, it's about developing the skills to continually assess, adjust, and refine our routines to align with our current needs and aspirations. Embracing continuous learning is crucial in this journey. Every day presents new opportunities to gain insights about ourselves, our habits, and the world around us. By approaching our routines with curiosity and openness, we transform everyday experiences into valuable lessons that inform our ongoing growth. As we reflect on this concept of lifelong mastery, it's worth revisiting the compound effect we discussed earlier in the book. Remember, it's not the grandeur of our actions, but their consistency that leads to extraordinary outcomes. Each small, daily action, every habit we maintain, every routine we follow, aggregates over time to produce remarkable results. Think of it like compound interest in finance. A small amount invested consistently over a long period can grow into a substantial sum. Similarly, small improvements in our daily routines, when sustained over months and years, can lead to transformative changes in our lives. This is the power of the compound effect in personal development. As we look back on the journey we've taken through this book, let's recap some of the core principles we've explored. We began by understanding the mechanics of habit formation, delving into the neuroscience behind why we do what we do. We learned about the crucial role of goal alignment, ensuring that our daily actions are in harmony with our long-term aspirations. We then explored the delicate balance between structure and creativity, discovering how well-designed routines can actually enhance our innovative thinking rather than stifle it. We ventured into the realm of flexible living, learning how to create routines that are robust yet adaptable in the face of life's inevitable changes. Throughout this journey, we've emphasized the importance of self-reflection and journaling. These practices serve as powerful tools for assessing the effectiveness of our routines and guiding our ongoing self-improvement. By regularly taking stock of our habits and their outcomes, we gain valuable insights that inform our path forward. One effective technique for this self-reflection is the use of guided prompts. Questions like, "What routine has been most impactful for me this week?" or where do I feel resistance in my current habits, can spark deep insights and guide meaningful adjustments to our routines. As we continue on this mastery journey, we inevitably encounter setbacks and challenges. This is where the concepts of resilience and grit come into play. Resilience, in the context of routine mastery, is about bouncing back from disruptions and using setbacks as opportunities for learning and growth. Research on persistence and overcoming obstacles has shown that individuals who view challenges as learning opportunities rather than failures are more likely to achieve long-term success. This growth mindset, as psychologist Carol Dweck terms it, is crucial for sustained progress in any area of life, including the mastery of our routines. Developing strategies for learning from failures is an essential part of this resilience-building process. When a routine doesn't work out as planned, instead of abandoning it entirely, we can ask ourselves, what can I learn from this experience? How can I adjust my approach? What small change might make this routine more sustainable? Practical tools for bounce back and adaptation are invaluable in this journey. One such tool is the practice of failing forward, actively seeking out challenging situations that push us out of our comfort zones with the understanding that even if we don't succeed initially, we'll gain valuable experience and insights. Exercises for reinforcing mental toughness might include visualization techniques where we mentally rehearse overcoming obstacles, or deliberate practice sessions where we intentionally put ourselves in challenging situations to build resilience. As we delve deeper into the mastery journey, we encounter a profound truth. Our routines don't just shape our actions, they shape our very identity. The interplay between routine and self-identity is a powerful force in personal development. Our daily actions, repeated over time, reinforce and eventually become who we are. Research on identity-based habits, pioneered by James Clear and others, suggests that the most effective way to change our behavior is to focus on becoming the type of person who naturally engages in desired habits. Instead of saying, I want to write a book, we might say, I am a writer. This shift in identity then guides our daily actions and routines. This concept of identity shaping through routines opens up exciting possibilities for self-actualization. By consciously designing our routines, we're not just changing what we do, we're actively shaping who we become. Each habit, each routine, is a step towards becoming the person we aspire to be. However, it's crucial to balance this ambition with self-compassion. The journey of self-actualization is not about relentless self-improvement at the cost of our well-being. It's about growing and evolving in a way that honors our authentic selves and contributes to our overall fulfillment and happiness. As we progress on this journey, regular self-assessment and recalibration become essential practices. Techniques for routine reviews might include weekly reflection sessions, monthly goal-setting exercises, or quarterly life audits. These practices allow us to step back, assess our progress, and make necessary adjustments to our routines. Adapting to changing life goals is a natural part of this process. As we grow and our circumstances evolve, our ambitions and priorities may shift. Our routines need to evolve accordingly. This might involve periodically reassessing our long-term goals and adjusting our daily habits to align with these new directions. Looking ahead, the field of habit formation and productivity continues to evolve, with new research constantly emerging. Advances in neuroscience and behavioral psychology are providing ever deeper insights into how we can optimize our routines for maximum effectiveness and fulfillment. As we conclude this journey through the world of routine mastery, it's time to bring together all we've learned into a cohesive philosophy of living. The true power of routines lies not just in what they help us accomplish, but in who they help us become. Each habit, each ritual, each carefully crafted routine is a brushstroke in the masterpiece of our lives. The compound impact of daily habits cannot be overstated. Just as a small course correction in a ship's journey can lead to a vastly different destination over time, the seemingly minor choices we make each day have the power to radically transform our lives over months and years. Your journey of routine mastery is uniquely yours. It's not about conforming to someone else's idea of the perfect daily schedule or adopting habits that don't resonate with your authentic self. It's about crafting a way of living that aligns with your deepest values, supports your most cherished goals, and allows you to show up as your best self day after day. As you move forward from here, remember that mastery is not about perfection. It's about progress, learning, and continuous growth. Embrace the challenges as opportunities for learning, celebrate the small victories, and above all, remain curious and open to the endless possibilities that each new day brings. The routines you build are not just tools for productivity or success. They're the very fabric of your life's journey. They're the daily practices through which you express your values, pursue your passions, and make your unique contribution to the world. In the grand tapestry of your life, each routine, each habit is a thread. Some threads may be bold and vibrant, representing major life goals or passions. Others may be more subtle, the quiet, consistent practices that provide structure and stability. Together, they weave the rich, complex, beautiful pattern that is uniquely you. As you close this book and step back into your daily life, carry with you this profound truth. You are the architect of your routines, and through them, the architect of your life. With each choice, each habit, each carefully crafted routine, you're not just doing, you're becoming. The journey of routine mastery is the journey of becoming your best self, of actualizing your fullest potential. It's a journey without end, offering infinite possibilities for growth, discovery, and fulfillment. And it begins anew with each rising sun, with each choice you make, with each routine you mindfully engage in. So step forward with confidence, armed with the insights and strategies you've gained. Embrace the power of your routines to shape not just your days, but your destiny. The canvas of your life awaits, and the brushes are in your hands. What masterpiece will you create? Remember, you're not just mastering routines, you're mastering the art of living. And in doing so, you're crafting a life of purpose, fulfillment, and extraordinary possibility. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Your next routine, your next habit, your next choice. That's your step. Take it with intention, with awareness, with the knowledge that you're not just going through the motions, but actively shaping your future. The power is in your hands. The time is now. Your masterpiece awaits. As you embrace your routines and embark on this transformative journey, you might find yourself wondering how to truly maximize the potential of everything you've learned. There's a crucial element that can elevate your routine mastery to unprecedented heights, turning small, consistent actions into a force of unstoppable progress. What if there was a way to ensure that your carefully crafted routines lead to infinite results without the pitfalls of traditional goal setting? The answer lies in a paradigm shift that could revolutionize your approach to personal growth and achievement. To unlock this game-changing strategy and take your journey to the next level, dive into the audiobook, Small Actions, Infinite Results. Create systems, not goals. Tap the center of the video now to continue your transformation journey.